Welcome to another episode of the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast. Corey Jason, John Pauline here. John, trade deadline was just a few days ago. We've got to see a full series with our new additions to our teams. Lots of fun stuff, some good, some laughably bad. But one of those laughably bad things I want to kind of talk about before we really get into how those trade deadline acquisitions have fared. MLB Speedway Classic happened on Saturday, August 2nd. Braves Reds, supposed to be a really fun time. They builded Acuna, Ellie De La Cruz. Now, no Acuna. He's on the IL. And rain. Lots and lots of rain. It was supposed to be a 7:20 first pitch. They delayed it until 9:40 and then canceled it after an hour, after a whole inning was played, just one inning. How ridiculous is that they didn't, one, have any contingencies for rain, and two, they knew the rain was coming hours before, and they didn't cancel it or postpone it to the next day and allow the fans to make alternate plans. Did you know that Major League Baseball wouldn't let fans resell those Saturday tickets for Sunday's game if they couldn't make it? They made them eat it.
That's insane. I mean, for I guess a league like a business, I mean MLB's a business as big as MLB, like this just seems unacceptable and like a complete and utter failure on their part. Like just so
Yeah.
bad. I mean, the fact they had no contingency for the rain, and like you played Sunday, and then you were giving out hot dogs without buns and nachos without cheese.
Yeah, well, that's not Major League
Like,
Baseball. That's on the venue. Venue controls
but
the
you
food.
think MLB would coordinate and be like, make sure? Because I mean, even if it is on the venue, you're
You know how
looking at
many? You know how many tickets they sold? 90,000 tickets were sold to this game.
they seem like they were not prepared for this at all.
No.
Like, and then they just seem like
What
they
would
treated
you
the
have done
fans
better if
terribly.
you were in charge? What could they have done better?
Well, I mean, if you knew the rain was coming and you weren't sure, I mean, I feel like you start making plans. Like, well, first off, you should have plans for the rain and contingency. You should have a backup plan saying, like, if the rain happens, you like can give fans like an alternative, like sell the tickets, like they can switch it for a different game, or be able to sell the tickets and cash it in, because if they can't make it the next day, like, and you got to let fans know ahead of time, like if it gets rained out, this is what you do, and not just leave them, you know,
Right.
high and dry there.
Well, so if we take it step by step, right?
Yeah.
They should have canceled the game much earlier
Mm-hmm.
and rescheduled it to Sunday. So
Yeah.
that allows fans to make alternate plans hours in advance. There's flights, hotels, all these things that need to be taken into account because you have people coming from every state to watch this game. It was in a NASCAR racetrack. Like, that's really cool. And they just botched it. So the first step would have been cancel the game once you knew that the weather was going to be that inclement, where there was a chance that it was going to get delayed, if not need to be postponed. And then they shouldn't have started it to begin with. One inning, and then you call it.
That's crazy. That's like what I mean. Like, were they just trying to see if
What's
they can get
Yeah,
a, like? I mean, you can see the forecast. I'm sure they can see the forecast,
they,
see
they
the
knew it.
weather coming
They
in. Like,
knew much earlier in the day on Saturday that this was going to be an infeasible game to get through.
and it's like you see them cancel games all the time, like just normal regular season games, like way ahead of time because it's gonna rain
Yeah,
or stuff, or like maybe they try a little bit, but even those games, like it's not a special occasion, and you're not having 90,000 fans to deal with and send home. Like, it's it's a regular season game, so it's not as bad, but like this is horrendous, and the fact that the venue was unprepared too,
how do you
like
not have enough hot dog buns and enough nacho cheese?
it's crazy. And the thing is, you want to say it's the venues thing, but I mean, honestly, this is on MLB too. Like, you got to make, like, if you're having it here, this is, you're putting your name on
Right.
this. You got to coordinate with the venue and
Well,
make sure
I would
everything's
assume,
set.
knowing that the venue hosts NASCAR races, that they understand the need for food because they had less people at this game than they would for a regular NASCAR. race. So you would think that the venue with experience would have enough food, but that compared with the 3 hour almost rain delay just destroyed any chance. Like I was seeing people compare this and say that this was, baseball's Fire Fest.
Pretty much it is. I was going to say that just before you made made the comparison. I mean, I don't think it would have been. I think they would have had enough food and everything would have been fine if it played on like it normally was. But I think they just seemed like they couldn't fathom and didn't have any plan there in case it rained.
Right.
Like,
No plan.
and that's where the breakdown just happened. And you think after doing all this stuff and having, I think they did this. This is like the second time they're doing
Yeah.
this thing. So
Well,
you think they'd be prepared? Yeah.
First time at this type of venue. But what other venues do you think, would you have fun seeing them do a game at? Like, where else would you like them to see a Major League Baseball game?
Well, I mean, I would like to see them go back to the Field of Dreams one, like just because I
Yeah.
thought that was a really, really fun one.
That should
I
be just an
mean,
annual thing.
it really should be an annual thing because I think that's just like a really, really fun series to watch, and it's like a really cool stadium. You can do. I feel like they should just do. They can do a bunch of stuff. I mean, if you want to get fancy, maybe you can find something or build something like on a beach or something,
I was
or near
thinking
a
the same
beach.
thing. Do like a Jersey Shore game
Yeah,
where like you're actually playing, around the ocean.
yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool, and maybe you can like I don't know how like the thing was. I would assume they'd be able to do something or find somewhere where you can get like the stadium if the home run goes out into the ocean.
Kind of like how they have in San Fran in the Bay.
Yeah, I think they can get something cool like that.
Yeah,
I
they could
mean,
do on national monuments, have those like in the cityscape, do pop-up stadiums like that, or
like a,
really they should try to get a game done in every single state. Like
that
I
could be a cool thing to do.
like they
Like
still need to hit Alaska, Hawaii would be good before they start traveling more to other countries. As much as it would be sick to see a game, with the pyramids of Giza in the background. You know what I mean?
yeah, like more like
Like in the
destination
Colosseum
focused
in Rome.
stuff. Yeah, if you're gonna do that, I mean, I don't know. Those might be a little bit too long of flights to do during the regular season. That might be a off-season spring training type
Well,
event.
yeah. But like in the contiguous United States,
Yeah,
if you had to pick one place, one venue to hold a game, what would it be?
like a specific venue.
Or you could create
Specific.
one, or you could create one in a place.
I think honestly, I think one in Hawaii would be kind of nice.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of cool because I feel like you don't really play. No one really plays baseball. They don't go there. I mean, like you have like I think like the NFL did there, the Pro Bowl stuff there, but MLB does nothing there. So it's like
the NFL
it'd
moved their
be
Pro Bowl stuff to Miami.
yeah, but it used to be in
It used to be Hawaii.
Hawaii, so it's like it'd be kind of cool to get like a major sporting event there
Yeah.
again.
I would probably say if they could recreate the Polo Grounds in New York, or even if you have to do it like out on Long Island, I
Just
think
like with a
having
little
a
pop-up
recreated
stadium with like the
right, or
hologram dimensions.
right, or something like that, where you can recreate the Polo Grounds, or they could travel around and recreate like long, just demolished stadiums, Ebbets Field, places like that. I think would be really cool if they can kind of bring them back.
I can see that. I mean, I feel like you probably couldn't recreate them like one to one, but you can probably
No, but
definitely
you can
bring the
use
vibe.
the same
Yeah,
dimensions.
the dimensions and bring the vibe back of the stadiums and stuff,
Because
and kind of
I believe that baseball stadiums are national monuments. There's no difference to me between Fenway Park and Mount Rushmore. They're just two pieces of American history that just should never be destroyed.
well, didn't Wrigley Field I
Wrigley
think
Field,
recently got
yep,
a designation for a like
historical landmark.
historical landmark.
Yep, so does Fenway. I believe Camden Yards, for some reason, has that now too. But I believe most stadiums should, like Yankee Stadium, always should have had that type of designation. So it'd be fun to bring back old stadiums. You know, Houston should have a game or two where they have Towels Hill re-implemented in there. That's always fun. But John, we do got to talk about some teams that we root for. Since Ben's not here, we can kind of quickly go through the Mets. The Mets are 1-3 since our last episode after the trade deadline. 1-2 versus San Fran, 0-1 versus Cleveland. 63-50 overall. They are 4-6 in their last 10. They're 1.5 games behind your Phillies for first place. So the Mets are also 2.5 back of the Cubs for wild card 1. The Mets are wild card 2. They're also 1 up on the Padres, who are wild card 3. The Phillies now are 3-1, the only team out of ours that are good right now. 2-1 versus the Tigers, 1-0 versus your Orioles.
I think about to be 2-0 against the Orioles, looks like.
64-48 overall. 6-4 in the last 10. 1.5 up on the Mets, like I said before. They're the 3 seed. Half game behind the Dodgers for the 2nd seed. And 4 games back of the Brewers for that top seed. How have your trade deadline acquisitions fared in the first a little more than half a week? The first series plus.
Well, I'll talk about the one that's kind of been kind of lackluster first. Harrison Bader. I mean, I wasn't extremely high on that trade. I mean, because I didn't feel like it was like a major upgrade that I guess I think most of the fans and you think they would have been looking for out in the outfield there. I mean, it's kind of anything. It's just a slight upgrade because you got a very similar bat with some better fielding and they're just sitting there platooning him. I think I saw that they were going to platoon Bader, Kepler, and Marsh in left, and it's like that's insane because I'm pretty sure they're all right-handed bats. So it's like, why are you platooning 3 right-handed bats? Like,
right?
It makes no sense. Like if you're going to platoon somebody, you platoon a lefty and a righty. If you really want, if you really are going to platoon, but they're up like Phillies are obsessed with platooning players. But Harrison Bader comes over. He adds that Gold Glove defense, which they definitely need. Not really an upgrade at bat, like an upgrade at with his bat. I mean, it's pretty much the same as Kepler and Marsh. And honestly, they'd probably be doing better if they were playing every day anyway. But Hader not doing too good. And I think finally last night he hit a 3-run homer as his first hit with the Phillies.
I mean, I'm a big Harrison Bader guy.
So
I feel like the Phillies got a real one. Like everything I've heard is that he's a good dude. He was beloved by Yankee fans when he was here. Met fans loved him last year. He's somebody that Philly fans, I would say, if they were normal people in Philadelphia and fans of those teams would love him. We know for a fact that those who love Philly sports aren't normal. You could take that positively or negatively.
I mean, I disagree with a lot of the takes of
the
Phillies
positive and negative is both accurate.
It is.
But so
I think
you should love Bader, but he has to earn that love, and he will.
I think he will because I think he's going to start playing regularly at center field. And I think once he does that and they stop kind of platooning him and he kind of gets like a more, solid everyday role because that's what they should give him. I think he'll start hitting better and he'll start, earning that, that love from the Phillies fans here. Now, the other guy they got, probably I'm ecstatic over, Jhoan Duran, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think because a lot of people say Duran, like Johan Duran, but I think it's
Duran.
Duran, but I think and it's like
Jarren Duran, Johan Duran.
But I've heard people say Jhoan Duran on the when I watch the game, so I'm not sure.
You hear people say Luis Robert all the time.
True.
Too.
So I don't know how you pronounce. I don't know how his name, but Duran. But I mean, so far, I think 2 saves already. His first save against the Tigers comes in. I think it's like a 2-0. Comes in 9th inning. Comes out. The Twins were nice enough to send over his entrance, package there with all the graphics and the music. So I mean, that was very, very nice of the Twins there. And he comes out. They show the whole thing on the TV on the broadcast. He comes out, fans going crazy. Comes out, 4-pitch save. I mean, I just feel like I haven't seen like this. I don't think the Phillies had this like dominant closer since Brad Lidge in 2008. Honestly, like it's just I feel like a kid again watching the team now. So it's like, I mean, they are set. I have such high hopes for him, and I have such high hopes for the team, especially with you have Alvarado coming back now soon. You have Nola starting his rehab. He should be back soon. I mean, there you have Schwarber's hitting crazy. Harper's starting to hit. I mean, I'm excited. I am really, really excited.
How do you feel the team's direction is right now, though? Like, they're winning again. 6-4 in the last 10 is good, not great. They haven't created too much separation from the Mets. The Marlins are a surging team. So,
I'm not worried about the Marlins.
do you think the Phillies will be able to catch the Brewers or even the Dodgers?
I think they can. I mean, they just took a series against one of the best teams in baseball right now with the Tigers. I mean, that was a tough series. So I mean, you took that series, and I mean, and then you look at it, and I think, and they're going to win, and they should beat the Orioles again tonight. They're up 4-0 as we're recording this. So I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I think the Mets, are going to start losing a bit more games, even with the trade, the trade acquisitions they have. The Brewers, I think they're going to fall down a little bit, hopefully, but I think the Phillies, the way it's looking, I mean, they should be going and should be able to get some separation but at the very least, they should be able to get some like separation with the Mets at the very least. I don't know if they catch the Brewers, maybe, hopefully, and they should, but I think at the very least, they should get some separation between the Mets and them.
All right, now we got to talk a little bit about the Yankees.
Your Yankees.
Since the trade deadline, our last episode, the Yankees are 0-4. They were swept by the Miami Marlins, lost the first game to the Rangers in an extra inning walk-off. They're 60-53, so still above 500 somehow, some way. 4-6 in their last 10, even though it doesn't feel like it. 5.5 games back of Toronto. They're in third place in the AL East. 2.5 back of Boston, who is in second. The Yankees are tied with Seattle for the second/third wild card. They have the tiebreaker over Seattle, so they're wild card 2. Seattle's 3. They're 1.5 up. 1.5 games away from not being in a playoff spot. The Yankees have been, a lot of things have been said about them the last few days. Embarrassment, unacceptable, mind-numbingly bad.
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of memes and reels about how bad Boone is. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like the big thing on Yankee Twitter right now has been trying to find somebody willing to say something negative about Boone. And Yankee fans think they found their guy, Clint Frazier, somebody who the Yankees really messed up. He was a top prospect coming back in the Andrew Miller trade in 2016. He was the big return from Cleveland in that trade. Clint Frazier always outspoken, made a big stink about, false reports about him while he was in New York. He was finally speaking out about the Yankees. And he said Boone is the same in front of cameras as he is behind the doors, how everybody loves and respects him. He knows what he's doing. He wants to win. And it's just frustrating how everybody you hear talk about Boone and the Yankees gives him a ringing endorsement for how well he is as a manager, how good he is, how much he wants to win, how much he wants the team to do better, how much he's trying, and how it's just not his fault. And it's hard when there's just no negative, about the manager other than the actual play on the field. And my dud this week is going to be the Yankees bullpen, and more specifically the trade deadline acquisitions. That's Jake Bird, who went 0-1 in his 3 games before being sent down to AAA. He didn't last a week with the Yankees. He got sent down to AAA days after being acquired. 0-1, 3 games, 2 innings pitched. He has a 27 ERA, 4 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Hitters are hitting 400 off of him as a Yankee. And he gave up the walk-off home run versus the Rangers to blow the game and lose it last night. Then you go David Bednar, 2 games. He's got a 6.75 ERA, 2 2/3 of an inning, 2 earned runs, 4 hits. People are hitting 333 against him.
I'm glad the Phillies didn't trade for him.
And then you go Camilo Doval. I was shocked. To me, he was the third best reliever traded for at the deadline behind Duran and Mason Miller. I was shocked he was moved. 0-1 with a 6.75 ERA, 1 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 3 runs. All have led to losses. He struck out 1 guy. They're hitting 286 against him. But this is really, really bad from a bullpen that was supposed to be bolstered. Devin Williams has looked awful. There's not much more that the team can do if, the offense isn't performing, the pitching will. The pitching will perform, but the offense will be stagnant. And then the bullpen will just blow it no matter what.
I mean, it sounds like how the Phillies were for a while this season. Like, it's either they hit or they pitch, not both at the same time.
Since June 1st, the Yankees, from what I understand, have the 3rd worst record in all of baseball. And they're within like a game or 2 of the Nationals and the White Sox in that stretch. Or the A's.
That's like insane.
But that's just what the Yankee baseball has been. Even last year, they went to the World Series and were just having stretches like this. I just don't know if it's getting better now.
Well, who do you think is to blame fully? Like who are you putting the blame on?
There's
The players?
An organizational cancer somewhere that needs to be cut out. Like, there's just rot in the foundation of this whole team. It's not any one person. It's, the manager, the coaching, the general manager, player development, the owner. Everybody's responsible. Even Aaron Judge is not blameless because he tried to be like LeBron and play GM, and that led to a lot of issues with the Yankees when they had to, sign his friends. Now, Judge is somebody who there was a mini freak out in New York a little over a week ago where, it was thought that he was going to need Tommy John and, going to have to miss this season and into the next. Now, that knock on wood hasn't happened. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's actually back tonight. He has to DH for the next 10 to 14 days before they evaluate if he's able to throw a ball. But it's just been really, really bad for the Yankees. Hopefully he's that catalyst now that propels them. Stanton has been playing well. Bellinger has played himself into a $200 million contract with the Yankees. It's just tough right now because wins aren't happening, and it's getting late real early, as Yogi Berra would say. And time's ticking, and there's no urgency. But now, that was my dud. My stud is Matt Wallner of the Twins. He's their right fielder. In his 5 games, he's got 5 hits, 5 RBIs. That's 14 at-bats, 3 home runs. He's hitting .357 and a 1.693 OPS. That's a really good week for somebody on a team that just traded away 11 guys off their major league roster.
I mean, what are the chances?
Right?
You start going off after you just got your team just got gutted. My stud this week though is going to be a Philly player. I actually got 2 Phillies players. I got it for stud in my dud. I got Kyle Schwarber for my stud this week. He's 8 for 25, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, batting .320, and even had a stolen base, and he's now at 40 home runs on the season. I mean, he's just ever since that swing off in the All-Star game, he has just been on fire. Like he has just been on fire nonstop.
And you know whose fault that is? Aaron Boone.
I knew you were gonna say that. But it's like since then, he just can't stop hitting. He just all he does is hit home runs.
Kyle
I
from
don't know.
Malton.
Yeah, I don't know how many he's hit since the All Star break, but I'm pretty sure it's probably a decent amount.
How many
So
does he
for
have in the season?
he's 40 on the season right now. I don't remember how much he had before the All Star break, but
He's got 40. Raleigh's got 42. Otani 38. Judge, who's missed 10 days, has 37. So Judge is not out by any means, but he's slipping further and further behind.
so I mean, but he's going. I mean, you have some people saying like, they're chanting MVP last night. Then he hit a grand slam. So it's like, I mean, I don't. I mean, he's making a case. I mean, this is his best season he's had with the Phillies so far.
I mean, he
So
leads
I
the league in
mean,
RBIs with 94.
yeah. So I mean, there's going to be a case for MVP if he keeps this up. And hopefully he does, because my dud, because he's have to pick up the pace here for my dud this week. Trey Turner, who's 1 for 21, one hit, one RBI, uh, like just a pathetic, like .048 average, like just insane.
That bad?
That bad. I mean, he only has 5 strikeouts, so he's at least he's hitting the ball, but I mean, it's not it's not he's putting the bat on the ball, but it's not going in. He's not getting any hits off of it. So I mean, at least that's something. But I mean, he has to play better than this. I mean, for someone who was like one of like probably might have been, I think, in my opinion, like the best shortstop coming into the All Star break, and he got snubbed from the All Star roster, and I thought he might have been like the best shortstop in the National League, or at least up
Right.
there. And now he's slumping really, really hard. So hopefully he can come out of it. But like thankfully you have like Schwarber picking up the slack and Harper picking up the slack. So it helps out. But I mean, if they're gonna do anything else, I need him hitting too.
Now, John, weekly series highlight time. What series do you want to highlight?
I'm gonna highlight, 2 first place teams, the first place in the AL East and the first place in the NL West. Blue Jays
I feel attacked.
versus the Dodgers.
I feel like this is pointed directly at me.
No, if I went to point directly at you, I would have took Houston Yankees.
But that also involves a first place team in the third
Yeah,
place.
but it's you like Houston. You hate Houston. Houston's like they're like your worst enemy. Like they're like your nightmare.
No. My nightmare is the Eagles.
I
But we
mean,
don't need to talk about
that's
that. We could talk about a team that I have no faith in, and that's the Blue Jays, who are literally going to fall apart. And I'm not worried about them at all.
you think they might. What are the chances they end up going like all the way to the World Series this year?
I think there's a better chance of them missing the playoffs than them winning the division.
You think they fall like there's a better chance they fall apart completely?
I think there's a better chance that they miss the playoffs than win the division, because I have no faith in them whatsoever.
That's insane.
You can have that hot take for free.
That's a clip it. It's a future note for myself.
Well, we'll see who's right in October.
We'll see. We'll see.
But why do you want to highlight this series?
It's just it's both two for because it could be. We're talking about. I mean, you think they might not even make the playoffs, but I mean, it could be a possible, World Series matchup at this point. I mean, if you're looking at stuff, look at the records and how they've been playing. I mean, possible World Series matchup. I mean, you have the Dodgers, who I think everyone has like that's the favorite to win like it all in the NL. I think, and I think has been the favorite pretty much all season since the start. And you have the Blue Jays, who I think none of us were high on at all, kind of
Still no.
coming out of nowhere, taking first and stuff, and looking pretty good. So I mean, I'm just might get a little preview here for a fall classic.
Or we can just see the Dodgers regain their stride. The Dodgers are a team that have, struggled as of late, where like they need to get back to what they've been doing. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Their
Almost
run
forget they
differential is
were
only
doing bad.
70. They've been struggling. So have the Tigers, for what it's worth. Nobody has really been playing lights out baseball outside of like the Red Sox and the Brewers. Everybody else, the Padres have been playing well, but that's it. Everybody else is like 500, a game above, a game below over the last 10, while they're 7-3, 8-2, gaining a lot of ground. The Padres are now 3 back of the Dodgers. They're really coming up on them. So it's one of those things where, you got to keep your eye out. And it's possible that unless teams start to win, they're going to lose that grip they have on first place. I want to, though, highlight a series with the first place team, and that's the Brewers, who have been the best team in baseball this year. Their 68 wins are more than any other team by, I believe, 2 games. I don't think any team has 67 yet. The Brewers have 68, Dodgers 65, Phillies 64, Astros 63, Tigers and Blue Jays 66. So, yeah, they're 2 games in the win column better than any other team. And they're hosting the Mets. Now, the Mets are a team who, we've talked about at length, from time to time. And this is a team that they knocked out of the playoffs. They broke Devin Williams, that Pete Alonso home run. Do the Brewers get their revenge? Is this a possible playoff matchup? The Mets as a wild card team, the Brewers as a top-seeded division winner.
I mean, I can see it, and I
This
think
is October feel, this game, this matchup.
it is going to be very, very October feel. I mean, and I would think that the Brewers here want to get their revenge a little bit, and I think they're set up for it too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
the Mets aren't playing the their best ball anymore. They're not playing their best ball, so I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it's just got a feel for October, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. But John, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week. We'll be deep into August baseball. Maybe the Yankees will win a game or 2, or hopefully 7 by then. Doubtful. We'll see.
Get back in first place.
Wouldn't that
Blue
be
Jays
something?
fall apart. They may get swept by the Dodgers.
It's gonna be interesting to see how things go down the stretch. Does Aaron Judge ever throw a baseball this season again? We don't know. It's really something that we don't know. But that'll do it for us. John, Pauline, Corey, Jason, signing off. This has been the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast.